Hey everyone, welcome back to Brick Breakdown. And today we're going to be building and reviewing the LEGO Technic Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport. This is set number 42222 and was released on January 1st, 2026. The Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport was released in 2020 and only 60 cars were produced. The Pur Sport, meaning pure sport, is a track-focused version of the regular Bugatti Chiron, which was launched in 2016. This set has 771 pieces and is a 1/16th scale. It retails for $85 Canadian, $65 US, and roughly 68 euros. On the front of the box, we get this nice graphic of the car driving along what looks to be a coastal road, and we see the advertisement for Asphalt Legends as well. On the back of the box, we get some views of the rear of the car and an actual photo of the car in real life. Opening up the box, we get the instruction manual, the sticker sheet, the download code for Asphalt Legends, 3 loose elements, and 5 numbered bags. We can also build the set in the LEGO Builder app. This allows us to see the instructions in a 3D space and manipulate the model in different ways, or we can also build it with friends. But today, I'll be building with the book, so let's start off by opening bag 1. Bag 1 starts by building some of the steering elements. We now get to use this really cool piece, and this is my first time ever building with it. We then use this piece to start off what becomes the engine of the car. Now, it's really important in step 33 to pay close attention to the instruction manual. There's a very specific way that we need to put on these elements so that the crankshaft is built correctly. Once that's done, we then put on these Technic beams and we can start to see this W16 taking shape. We then put on the pistons and the differential. Now, what's really interesting is that the differential is located behind the wheels. They've used some gears to get the wheels to where they need to be compared to the differential, but it's interesting because it also applies a little bit of a gear reduction from how fast the differential is spinning in comparison to the wheels. Lastly, we build up the steering just a little bit more. We now open up bag 2, and what's really interesting is that this is the first Technic set I've ever built where there's paper bags included. For my region, or at least the Technic sets that I've usually bought, it's always been just the classic plastic bags. We then use these panel elements for the seats, and then we attach the steering wheel, which sadly doesn't move. We then use the first sticker of the set, which is this French flag, which then goes on an element which we place by the door. After that, we start to build the exterior of the car, and we get to use this very vibrant orange color. We then attach the front hood, and in this step, we have to use some stickers. I found it very useful to line up the black on the sticker with the black on the front hood, as it is fixed perfectly in the middle of the car. We then get to the end of bag 2, and the car is starting to take shape. We then open bag 3, and we immediately start by assembling some more system elements. We then also come across another very colorful piece, which is this lime green beam. We then build the Bugatti front grille, which then attaches to the green beam which we just put on. Now, the front of the car is starting to come together. Next, we use this really cool building technique where we use slanted tiles to make the headlights come to life. We start using more system elements to get some really smooth lines and fill in some gaps in the front grille. After that, we attach both of the front fenders, and now the front of the car is complete. To finish off this bag, we then attach some side panel and rear elements. Bag 4 starts by building the roof of this car. We then build a bit of an engine cover, which has the Bugatti logo, the W16 emblem, and the 1500 horsepower emblem as well. After that, we finish out the back of the car with some orange elements and an open engine cover. We also then use this cool 3x3x1 panel, which has only been used on 3 sets. Now, it's really important in step 175 to pay close attention, and this is because the graphic makes it seem like this element that we're attaching attaches to the black peg above. However, it actually attaches a little bit below the black peg in the middle. If you use the LEGO Builder app, it's super easy to see how this attaches. We then finish this bag by attaching the rear fenders, which go on at a cool angle. We then open up the very last bag of this set, bag number 5. We start bag 5 by attaching the supports for the rear wing. After that, we build the rear wing, put on some stickers, and attach it to the car. We then use this flexible element to complete the rear lights. Then we attach a door and use another flexible element to give that signature Chiron shape to the door. We then do the same to the other side of the car. Next, we put the tires on the rims, and I found it really cool how they use different size tires for the front and the back. We have a 43.2 by 14 in the front, and in the rear, we have a 43.2 by 22. We finish off the set by putting in the hand of God steering, and now the steering fully works. And just like that, this set is done. Alright everybody, so we've officially finished this build. It was a lot of fun, and I really don't have anything truly that negative to say about this set. So firstly, let's take a look at all the play features that we get. We get an opening hood, 2 opening doors, working steering, which we can now see from underneath, the W16 engine, which we can see and that all works, as well as a working differential. So now, let's talk about all the things that I like about this set, the things that really stand out to me. So we're first going to start with the body styling. And taking a look at this car, I really like how all the lines and the Technic elements connect. There's not a lot of awkward panel gaps or big spaces, and one cool thing that's really interesting that they've done with this set is use a lot of system elements, the classic LEGO brick type. Using the system bricks has allowed us to really fill in some of the areas that might have panel gaps or really bring some great curvature to this set. And with that, the next thing about the look of the car that I love is the color. They've really done a great job here with the orange over black, really showing the aggressiveness of this car. This is a very track focused car, and the orange really helps bring that to life. It's a very aggressive color that just goes great on this car. The new piston and crankshaft elements on this set really give a new degree of realism to the set that some of the older models of this scale don't quite have. On top of that, we get a working differential on this set, which we traditionally haven't seen on sets of this price point or scale. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. One of my next biggest likes about this set was some of the new elements that they've used, such as this 3x3x1 plate, which seems to have come out in 2025 and has only been used on 3 sets. Using this piece, you're able to get that studless look and really add to some of the lines and the features on this car. Along with some of the cool parts that are on this car, we also get some really cool colors, and not just the orange and the black that really stands out, but hidden underneath this car, we get some hot pink, lime green, and teal blue/green colors. It's sort of like finding Easter eggs when we turn over the car or while we're building this set. So I really enjoyed seeing some of those super colorful elements in this build. Lastly, I love that this set comes with a code to download this car in Asphalt Legends, the video game. Basically, it gives you another way to play with this car outside of just the physical LEGO set. Now, let's just quickly talk about some of the very few dislikes I have with this set. My first dislike with the car are actually the stickers. And it's not that there's too many, but it's that the 2 or 3 here in the front are supposed to represent the louvered fenders, essentially channels where air can flow out from the wheel wells. However, on this car, the stickers that represent these louvers are pretty close to the middle of the car, whereas on the real car, they're closer to the outside. So it would have been cool if they could have put this as a printed element on the wheel wells instead of a sticker. So my last dislike is actually with the inside of the car, and it's that I think it could have used just a little bit more color or detail. It's very dark as is, and obviously on sets of this dollar amount and scale, we don't usually get a huge interior or lots of color or detail in the interior, but it still would have been really cool to get some more orange elements or maybe some screens or something of that sort to build out the interior. Now, let's compare this Bugatti to another Bugatti Technic model. The set that we'll be comparing it to is the Bugatti Bolide in Agile Blue, which came out in 2023 and is set number 42162. These cars are the same exact scale, 1/16th, and as you can see, the Bugatti Bolide is just a little bit longer. Both cars also share the X pattern in the rear of the car. There's also some noticeable improvements since the Bolide set. Firstly, the pistons in the Bolide don't actually attach to the crankshaft, so it requires the car to be flat on the ground facing the right way for the pistons to even move. And one of the biggest differences is that the Bolide doesn't have a differential, so both wheels have to move together, whereas the Chiron has a differential, which allows the wheels to move at different speeds. So for my overall review, I really couldn't recommend this set enough. It looks great, it's great to play with, it has some great play features, and there's truly really nothing that negative to say about this set. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, give this video a like. Comment down below if you enjoyed it or if you have this set yourself. And most importantly, I'd love if you subscribed. My name's Matthew, thank you for watching Brick Breakdown, I'll see you next time.